Hi guys, how are you? Here we are with a new short video. This time I am making this video from my new residence in China. As you know, I am working here now since almost 3 weeks, and it is a fantastic experience that is teaching me quite a lot of new things. There's already a difference of culture, new colleagues, new projects, but new responsibilities, and all these together, it's making of it a really nice experience. So it's still the beginning, the very beginning. Hello, and so far so good. So today, let's speak about the right attitude when you start working. And this is something that I want to talk about since a long time. And I think now is the right time to talk about it. So basically, what do we mean by that? You know, when you become a car designer or an industrial designer, or also anybody that works in a team, like in a bank or I don't know, at the post office or in a big company. I can imagine companies like Samsung or other companies like Philips, Whirlpool, stuff like that. So I know that many of you, being very young, and I remember myself, we have the stress. we we have the stress of trying to be precise, perfect, super efficient, understanding fast what we don't know, of course, because we are just starting. And therefore, generally, what does this mean is that we overcharge our head of too many responsibilities, and sometimes, if we are not strong enough, we get so much stress that we lose contact with reality. And when we are at work in reality, we do not do what we should do, but we make a mess of the experience of starting to be a designer or a very good employee, and so on. So I cannot read all your comments. I'll read them later on. I am only with my telephone here, so I'm sorry for that. Next time I'll try to be more organized, like just like when I am in my studio in France. So uh, now, what we should do? The first thing, when we are young designers, don't have to forget that in our first part of the career, so the first couple of years, we are paid really for our creativity. So, so we will have, of course, a boss. We will have colleagues, other designers. Some of them are more experts, all right. Some others are lead designers. Some others are young managers or managers, and everyone have their own responsibilities. And of course, we just started, so we are the last ones. And what we have to do, we have to produce ideas, okay? Hoping that one of our ideas, or maybe a couple of them, that will be selected so that we can move on and participate to the development of this new project. But what I want to talk about today is not so much about the creative aspect, which we already talked several times. I really wanted to talk to you about the attitude that you should have. So I give you examples so that we can be very clear, very fast, and you can understand. I see a lot of people, for example, when they start and they have their boss or their project leader, that they are very worried how they can please, all right, this leader or the project manager. And because they are so involved in the fact that they want to please them, making the best sketch, asking if the sketch is good, asking if they need help, asking if they want to do things for them, that they become day by day taken by this will of being perceived as the best one of the class, and they do not concentrate themselves on what they really paid for and which one is their real mission at that moment of the project and of their experience, which is to produce ideas and produce creativity. On the second counter effect that they get is also that the leader, the team leader or the project manager, when they see those young people that they don't really know very well, that are always there asking them, is this okay? Do you need help? Did I understand right? And stuff like that. They get bothered, of course, because they don't have only that project, but they have several responsibilities, several meetings, all right? Sometimes there are tensions. And so the last thing you want is someone that creates a sort of a problem to you. But you wish that the people that are around you, in reality, come to you with solutions because they solve problems for you. So the first advice I give you, if you are a young designer, that you just get into the design business for your first time and you are part of a nice working environment, please don't stick too much to your manager. Just listen what they are asking to do, or what he's asking or she is asking to you, and just think of that. Do it, be concentrated, and when you have the time to present your work, be on time with the rest of the team, okay, and show your work professionally done. Do your best, and that's the first thing you should be concentrated on. All right. So don't forget that. Don't be too much obsessed of being the first in class, but learn how you can work within the team eventually to become, in the long run, the best in class. There is a big difference between the two things. Another thing that I would like to advise you, because I see it also very often, is that people that come to talk to the manager simply because they want to show themselves. So sometimes the arguments, okay, or the facts they have in their hands to say, hi, excuse me, may I have a time, 5 minutes with you? I have to talk to you about something very important. Then they speak about their subject, and in reality the subject is not important at all, or it's not the right time to talk about that subject. They know, but they do it anyway. That's a typical way of showing off themselves, thinking that the manager or the team leader will think very well about them, because he will feel like the person has a strong sense of responsibility. Hello. I saw a message saying, hello Luciano, ciao. And in reality, it's exactly the opposite, because being a manager, okay, having some years of experience and knowing the geography of all the projects ongoing for which I am responsible, when someone comes to me and wants to tell me about something which is not important in that moment or in that week or in that precise instant, this is not giving me a service, it's bothering me. And then I ask myself, but why this person is doing it? And if that person does it once, twice, three times in a week, or it becomes a sort of, how can I say, habit that this person has, then I understand that is a way of showing off to make sure that I think about that person for, I don't know, for something in the future. But that's bad. That's exactly what you should not do. It's much better if your manager thinks that he really wants to come and see what you are doing, rather than you being always attached to your manager, we say in Italian, your manager's skirt, okay? Always, please, Look at me, look at me. Okay, this is not nice. And this is not nice also because of the other colleagues. Because this is the third advice I give you. Don't forget that when you are in a team, you have colleagues. And if you are the last one, so you are the youngest one, or the freshest, the other one will be looking at your behavior. And they will try to understand right away if you are playing dirty or you are playing clean, just to simplify my my storytelling. So basically, hello. So basically, what do? They have more experience, so they will understand right away if you're someone that's trying just to do the showbiz for your own career, for hoping for a better career for yourself, or if you are playing the game for the team, which is what everybody, of course, hopes should be done. So, the right attitude at work, it's also about this. Don't be always next to your manager, even if you have a very good contact with, because you risk, okay, you risk to tire him or her. You risk to pollute, how can I say, to ruin the relationship of the trusty relationship that there is between you and the team leader, or you and the manager. And then, of course, this on the long run might hurt you, and of course might hurt your career. Now, the fourth advice I would like to give you also, it's about your career expectations, okay? I meet people sometimes that are young designers that really love of with design and designing. So they are very concentrated how they can use their creativity to give a good contribution to the team and to give a good contribution to the projects they're working on. And this is a category of people, right, that in which we can find the typical artist designer that should be a designer all his life or her life, but going up in career, of course. And we find also excellent creative designers that have a strong feeling of management, and they will become in the future, in the near future, leaders and managers. And then, of course, if they do well, they can only improve their career going up on the ladder of the design career. Then there is another group of people, okay, which is a little bit more complicated to manage, which are those that already at the beginning they enter into a big company. They see that in the big company you have all sorts of directors, managers, leaders, team leaders, people that have responsibilities, and they dream right away that they have to reach there in the shortest period possible, in the shortest time possible. And therefore, because they are putting on themselves such a high pressure to be, as I said before, the best in class, they do all sorts of actions on their daily life at work and during their relationships with the management, but also within the team and their colleagues, that in reality is not helping them to perform better for the team and therefore for themselves, you know. So sometimes those people have a tendency to have a great potential, but they don't use their great potential for the right cause. They use their great potential more in a selfish way. So for themselves first, and after for the team. So they are very much obsessed by relations like what relation do I have with the director, what relations do I have with the manager, what relations do I have with the owner of a supplier, if they have a technical meeting with suppliers, what type of relations can I have with the HR department. So they are so much obsessed with this that type of relationship, or those relationships, the way they, how can I say, the way they install those relationships are affecting what they are really paid for. And therefore, they are not performing very well on the base of the daily work they have to do in terms of creativity, following models, following some meetings to make sure that they know how to move on, okay, or following a list of things to do in order to improve a model or to improve their bidimensional creative proposal, because they are always in their head thinking that to be in that company is a great opportunity to grow and become soon the design director of that company. So it's not wrong, believe me, it's not wrong to dream and to hope and to have those expectations of moving up, okay, in career, in design. It's very important, but it all depends how you do it. If you do it already studying the first day and being concentrate too much on that, for sure you are ruining your career possibilities, and most of all, you are not giving the right service performance or the right level of performance requested at the beginning of your career. Because don't forget, should be creativity, all right, and learning, because at the beginning you are there to learn. I see many people that because they are very good creative designers, they are very young, they don't know the business, but because of that they feel like they really got it. And it's not like that. Yeah, of course, you can be more creative than me. That's normal. There are already probably 20 years of difference, right, between my age and someone that is very, very young coming out of school, who is very full of talent. And that's why we hire. But at the same time, you don't know anything yet. And humility, you've got to be humble to understand that because you don't know anything yet, you have all the opportunity to learn. And if you don't pollute relationships because you are distracted by the will of becoming and making your dream come true of being the best design director of the world in the shortest time possible, if you are not polluted by that, then probably you will make it. And with your dose of being humble, of humility, and listening and learning and using your great talent in terms of creativity in order to contribute and learn, then there you are doing a service which is very, very helpful for the company and for yourself, because it's normal. When the time goes, no, we become older, and then we ask ourselves, what can we do for this person, that person, what career evolution, how easy, and what are we going to look in those people, their attitude, how do they work, what mental approach do they apply, when they work, when they are is their contribution really helpful? Are they invasive or they are discreet? Are they loud or they are serious? Concentrate on their work, and at the right moment they give you the right information, or the right result. So we look all that stuff, and then we start to get a profile, okay, and start understanding if that profile with those characteristics can be, all right, the right one that can progress into management. So it's not just that because you are very creative that you will become a director. Not at all. Or a manager. There are lots of other inputs, a lot of other qualities of yourself that you develop working, okay, because you see things, so you develop yourself while you're working. There is a changement in ourselves from the first day to today. For example, for me, I got so many little changes the way I used to be compared to how I am today, that gave me the opportunity to take few responsibilities. Now, I see also other colleagues of my same age, they did not have the same journey. They did not have the same responsibilities. Some of them did not have responsibilities, but they are still creative or working in the creative environment in a different way. So, I hope that I gave you some interesting and helpful and useful advices, all right? So take it easy, don't worry. Remember, you're young, you are coming out from school probably very soon with your beautiful portfolio, and you will have for sure a job opportunity or an internship opportunity. Don't burn it, okay? Don't ruin it because you want to be the best in class in 1 week. Go there, be humble, learn, work, follow instructions, and be useful. Be useful to the team, to the project, and therefore automatically you will be useful to your manager. Remember that you are there to solve problems, not to create problems. Okay? So this is my first video from China. China is beautiful. Okay? It's really nice. We have here in Shenyang nice time. There's sun. Now it's 3:30 in the afternoon. Okay? All right. So in Europe, they are almost waking up, 8 o'clock, I guess. And I hope that I will have the time, don't worry, to make few others, all right? Few others video. So, thank you very much, and bye-bye, and see you next time. If you like the video, please share it on your, within your social networks. And if you want to write something, as usual, write comments. Later on, I will go and check your comments to answer to you one by one, as I do. Ciao!